Kawhi Leonard is gone, and so are the Raptors' favorable odds for repeating as NBA champs. I'm Danielle Michaud, joined by Michael Grange. And Michael, I think it's completely foolish to not think that this man had a backup plan along with Bobby Webster. So that begs the question, what is the next step?
Well, I'm not sure he does have a backup plan, to be honest. I mean, I think in terms of creating an NBA champion to repeat, I think it's going to be really tough. I think you're in a transitional phase, and it's mostly because you're replacing Kawhi Leonard, MVP quality player. There's only a few of them in the league.
Yeah.
But don't forget Danny Green too. So that's another starter you're losing from an NBA champion. And so to go out in the marketplace this late in free agency, there simply aren't the replacements available. The Raptors don't have the necessary room under the salary cap to run at some of those players as you would have liked. And so really you're in a situation where you have to take the team you had that went 17-5 without Kawhi Leonard, and hope that that group, along with Marc Gasol, who was only there for part of the season, can be enough to be a playoff team. And I think if they can pull that off, that'd be an accomplishment. But I don't know if they're realistically can be expected to contend for an NBA title.
For sure, and there have been little moves. Stanley Johnson, Rondae, HollisJefferson. How do you feel about those acquisitions?
Well, I think the Raptors are trying to do what they've done already under Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri is find players and develop them. And they're both young in their careers. They have clear holes in their game. Neither of them are very effective shooters. And so I think the thinking is it's a reflection of them wanting to come here. The Raptors seeing that they have NBA skills in some areas of their toolbox. Can we, shore up their, work with their strengths, shore up their weaknesses, and either have them help us win on the floor, or maybe they become trade assets that you use to gather other assets.
When you talk about trade assets or potential moves, Masai's always been fairly bold in trying to make this team a championship contender. Should he just blow it all up? Is that the right move?
I mean, when people say blow it all up, it's not quite so easy. I think that's probably what's going to happen at some point. But you take Marc Gasol, for example. He's a $27 million player, $26 million player. How can you go and shop him around the league for the kind of draft assets that would be required to kind of get a rebuild rolling? It's not that easy. That's a lot of money. There's only so many teams that are going to be in the market for players like that. So I think you're going to have to be a bit surgical about it, but I think you're also going to have to be patient. And there's going to be some tough decisions to be made. But Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster are both guys capable of doing it. But I think you're into a kind of a steady and incremental recalibration of what this team can be. And I think that can be really fun too. Yeah. It just doesn't mean that you're going to be in the NBA Finals anytime soon.
There's been clamorings that Russell Westbrook and all parties involved would be receptive to a possible trade. Is that an avenue Toronto should even look into?
Well, Russell Westbrook in particular, I don't think that's a player that Masai Ujiri would identify as something he would want to do. He's got $175 million left on his deal. He's got some shaky health history. And then we look at the kind of players the Raptors have had through their organization in terms of how they conduct themselves publicly and within the group. Russell Westbrook is very much a diva, and I don't think that's something that Masai Ujiri is all that enamored with. And really, he's got the name, he's got the MVP trophy, but where's the playoff success? It's been very limited. So I don't know if that's the kind of player you're going to be looking at. I really think we're kind of in a wait and see mode. And if they do nothing, they're probably a playoff team. You're going to see some upticks, I think, for sure, with OG Anunoby. I'm very excited and bullish on him. Pascal Siakam isn't at his peak. Fred VanVleet's another player, still got some room to grow. I think Norm Powell, he's going to get opportunities he's never had before. So I do think it could be a team that's going to be fun and interesting to watch. And you still have a championship trophy to make yourself feel better with on the tough nights. Yeah.
There's still an upside with this roster, despite it not having Kawhi Leonard anymore. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.